Okay, welcome to the Ronnie Show. No, it's going to be a very crappy video, but I thought I'd get this out here. I just finished this book called Crippled America, and for those of you who are not familiar, that's the new book that Donald Trump had just released. Thought I'd give it a good read since he could possibly be our next president. And I'd like to know who I'm voting for, because we all know we can't trust the media, right? So, one of the first things I noticed when I opened it up that I really liked, he wrote, "Look at the state of the world right now. It's a terrible mess, and that's putting it mildly. There has never been a more dangerous time. The politicians and special interests in Washington, D.C. are directly responsible for the mess we are in, so why should we continue to listen to them?" Very good question, Donald. Why should we continue in our ways and listen to these career politicians that really just don't give a shit about America? They don't care about us. All they care about is lining their pockets and being comfortable and living out their lives. Well, meanwhile, we suffer and they get rich. And that's unacceptable. That's not what America is about and never has been. Donald points that out in his book. He talks about his basic core values, which is upholding the Constitution of the United States of America and the Bill of Rights, which, how can you disagree? That's held the country together for years. There has been some changes that, due to the fact of the times that we were in, had to be made to the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. Freeing slaves is one of them. Obviously, that had to be done. But we all agreed on it. I mean, there was a war fought over it. That's how important of a value it was to America at the time. And people just seem to be streaming along with these career politicians on their ideas and this political correctness that just has to stop. I mean, we're not even allowing the protection of American citizens. We're just letting these terrorists come into our country. So when he came out with the idea of stopping immigration, it might not be the nicest thing to do, but it's a great way to protect the American people. And that's all a president should care about, is doing his job at protecting America. I think we can all agree on that one. You have to do what you have to do. Anyway, like I said, I like to know who I might be voting for, so I picked up the book, and I thought, it's just going to be a big joke, but he lays out piece by piece what his plans are, and he's very serious. He wants to restructure the tax code for America. Very good idea. He wants to eliminate income tax for people earning less than $25,000 a year. That's a pretty good idea. And he wants to increase taxes for the rich, which the rich might not agree with that. But guess what? There's more in poverty in America than there are rich, so I think that's a good idea too. And I don't know. One of the things I thought was funny was he hasn't hardly spent anything on his election or his campaign. Well, his opponents are spending upwards $20 million so far. He's barely put in a dent into his budget, and he hasn't had to. I mean, the media does it for him, does all of his advertising. It's quite genius. I mean, he puts out this book, and he's actually making money running. And the guy is smart. He might seem or come across as a dumb person to some people, but I mean, look at the facts. He's pretty smart. So, and he's got the credentials to prove it. So, make up your own mind. You can't trust the media these days. We all know that. So go out and pick yourself up a copy of Crippled America and give it a good read. Come up with your own opinion.